Hello, and welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
What's up, Delora? We're back.
We are back, and we are also Black.
No denying that.
We had a very busy day. Same
here, baby. Same here.
Happy to be here. We got a refresh on the comments, Ashley. Did you know that?
Please feel free to share with everyone.
Yes. Okay. So it actually was a comment from several years ago, but they refreshed it last week. So the comment is hanging with the girls. And it says here, I swear that when I'm listening to this pod, it feels like I'm sitting with my best girlfriends, strong cocktail in hand, getting all the tea. The conversations range from deep and thoughtful to downright hilarious. I look forward to every episode. Keep it up, ladies. So this was her original quote, but she updated it and she said, happy 5-year anniversary. Love you. And this is from Fashion and Faith.
Thank
so
you.
sweet.
I think she may have also reached out on Instagram. So what's up, girl? Thank you so much. Yes, I'm pretty sure she reached out recently. So thank you so much. We so appreciate you. To Delora's point, my energy, y'all may notice, especially as y'all start watching, we record this in the evening of the week. So like we have done full days work, Delora with family and kid. And it's, we come with our very best to bring the energy, but some days we just a little tired. So if you ever wonder, like, are they okay? We're fine. We're just tired because, this is bringing the life back from a full day of other shenanigans. And I know y'all know how life goes. But
it's the play. Well, shout out to Gen Z. And so this one CEO, she was like, yeah, Gen Z realized looking at the boomers and the X and the millennials, what's the point?
Yeah.
Why do I need to do this? Why do I need to give up self for what? Like, what is money? To quote
what
Amy
is
Poehler.
Money? Especially if I got to show my sweatshirt a little bit too, especially if, you can find other means to get around this whole adulting thing, which there are many avenues these days that I need to explore more. Delora shared a video of a young lady who was living her best life, going to find her a rich husband. And I said, I am doing this thing wrong.
I mean, she was in Monaco. She was on yachts,
luxury
in Italy,
living luxury. I said, what am I doing with all of this? I ain't done nothing.
Eating all the food.
I need to put my ass to work, literally.
I mean, seriously. And then I also want to shout out to Crystal, friend of the pod. She be cracking me up. She's one of our favorite Black mamas.
She's been on the pod.
Yes, she has. Them Black Mama podcast, to be exact. She mentioned us in a comment for our recap of Unknown Number, the high school catfish. And again, her quote, I came in like Delora, totally blind, and I was absolutely floored, exclamation point. And what floored me and pissed me off more was how the police coddled her when they found out. Why was she not arrested on site? Clapping hands, okay. I was wondering if y'all was gonna do an episode about this, and I'm glad y'all did. As usual, I was talking back to y'all like while listening. So it's so funny because I think I was so pissed in that part of the recap that I was like, that's why I was pissed. Like she was crying, they were coddling her. Anybody else, ma'am, out the door.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody, like I said, had the exact same reaction to that moment too, of how she tried to embrace her daughter. Oh, I can't leave her. That's why I said, like, I don't condone violence, but couldn't be me in that situation, especially dealing with her as a family member or the mother of the other children. Like, somebody needed to whoop her ass. But just wishing all the children the best. Because that is crazy. That story is wild. Thank you so much to everybody who has, responded, shot us notes. Again, we always love to hear feedback from you and about all these topics that we're diving into. And speaking of that, today is our Thursday episode. So we're going to get into some headlines and hot topics. And starting off with that, I just want to mention, I was talking to Laura a little bit about this before we started recording. I need to start getting excited because I am going to the Brandy Monica concert this week.
Yes.
And I have seen Brandy in concert back in the day. I may have told this anecdote on the pod already. Trip to California, saw her at Knott's Berry Farm back when she was still, OG babyface Brandy. Met Ray J, took a picture with Ray J, and I'm super excited to see her in this maturity. I'm sure she has now, seasoned as she has now, and then paired with Miss Monica, who I've never gotten to see in person and has a stunning voice as well. To hear that in a wherever venue we're going to be is going to be incredible. Then you throw Kelly, you throw Money Long. I mean, it's going to be an amazing R&B, and y'all know how I feel about my R&B experience. So I am excited. The only thing, Delora, I was telling you that I'm not going to be doing is this dress code, because I've heard about this dress code. I get it. Y'all want people to show up and show out, wear suits. That's cute. Not me, baby. When I went to see Beyonce last time, I wanted to do the most. And I did to an extent, and I deeply regretted it. So I am an audience member. Oh, I did, because I had huge, like my ankles were raw, like open raw after that show. So like I'm going to be comfortable when I go to a concert from now on. I am an audience member. I am not the main show. What am I doing? Let me be comfortable. Let me throw on my sneakers.
Tip, tip, tip on hardwood floors. 10, 10, 10 across the board.
And I'll still be cute, but I'm not. Never again. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'll bring my review back to the mic as always, but I just want to give a shout out to my girls. All right, Delora, let's get into some headlines, because I say it's pretty much a week of headlines. One could say our RIPs are hot topics, but that feels morbid to an extent. So I don't want to call them hot topics.
Because these are some hard-hitting ones.
They are. They definitely
WTF.
are. Yeah. So I want to start with the icon, the legend, a woman who we have referenced so many times throughout conversations on this podcast. Can't believe this energy has left us to this extent. Miss Diane Keaton. I love Diane Keaton. When we talked about the white women that we don't play about, I should have thought about Diane Keaton, because the collective Black community sentiment towards her with the announcement of this passing, I was like, oh, it was all of us.
She's a Hannah. You know what I mean? I don't know what they called not problematic white women, but
I don't know either. I don't think it's Hannah though, because there's been some problematic Hannahs. I don't know about that. But
no, seriously, lovely human being. Like, talk about a person who brings joy. And and everything down to her style. It was so funny because
Yes.
like I love her style. Um and
Talk about somebody who
my
could wear a
husband,
suit.
I know my husband one time made fun of me because I was watching the one that she had with Mandy Moore, I Told You So. And I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, I feel like I could wear everything in this movie. And he's like, yeah, because she's wearing black and white. I'm like, exactly.
Exactly.
And then she'll do like a polka dot moment and a stripe moment. Like, oh, I love her. This is so sad.
Yeah.
So sad, Ashley.
You saw me mouthing because I was trying to get the name of the title right. I was like, da, 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 it's because I said so. And that's one of her classics for me. I don't know about everybody. Like,
Yes.
what's your top 2 or 3 Diane Keaton movies?
Oh, this is rough. 2 or 3, girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Top. Uh, First Wives Club.
Mm-hmm.
Avi.
With a bang.
Avi, you don't own me.
You know what?
Um,
1 year now for Halloween, I want to do First Wives Club. I want a Goldie, I want a Diane, and I want a Bette Midler in all white to sing this song. Yep. Yep.
okay. So Father of the Bride. So funny. We were just talking about it because of Steve Martin. We
God.
recently recapped Bringing Down the House, and we were talking about our favorite Queen Latifah movies and our favorite Steve Martin movies, and that the fact that they were together. Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna have to do 3 now. Yep.
And then
Or
3.
4. Or 4. Go
It's
ahead.
hard because I'm not playing fair, because it's freaking Diane Keaton. It's a toss up between Family Stone, which we also
Okay.
recap, and Something's Gotta Give.
Yeah. Something's got to give hands down for me. Something's got to give
And
is arguably number 1. Like, yes to the First Wives Club, absolutely. But
yes,
something's got to give.
I mean,
I would watch every day.
but still, I'm throwing them out there. I'm not saying it with my chest like in will order, but I love her in these movies. These are the movies that are near and dear, and because of her. And I watch Because I Said So because she was in it and Mandy Moore was in it.
That
So
is a
yes, I watched
fantastic
it.
movie. And like they were so cute together. They had such a good chemistry. All the daughters that you had Piper Parabo, you had
Yes, you remember
what's
in
that,
the movie?
Lorelai? Yes.
She was like
It was
the
great.
quintessential mom who was like, I think she was widowed or something like that, and her daughters found out she never had the big O, and they were like, "What?"
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
like,
It was her and Mandy Moore sitting on the couch. And it was
yes,
when she couldn't speak. And Mandy Moore is sitting there, like she's writing to her and stuff. And she was like, what does it feel like to have an orgasm? You never had one with dad? He worked nights. What was it? I used to know the line. It was something, something, and he worked nights. He didn't have all day and he worked nights. That was the quote. He didn't have all day and he worked nights. So the fact that she was able to get her groove back in that movie made me so happy. Honorable mention to Baby Boom. Baby.
yes.
Look, I'm getting
Shout out to
excited.
the '80s.
Hitting the
Yes,
mic. Because I love that. My girl made her own applesauce. My girl made her own baby food.
yes,
Okay?
yes. But you know what's so interesting? I'm looking at today. You know, she never married. And
Never.
I find this article to be so interesting. Basically, it just talks about, it says Diane Keaton thoughts on marriage and her past romantic relationships in her own words. So she had a roster: Al Pacino, Warren Beatty, and boo, Woody Allen. But still, she said that she gave freaking Al Pacino an ultimatum. I'm like,
Yes.
okay, sis.
And apparently
Shout out
he's
to the
claiming she was
Godfather,
the
the
love of
Godfather.
his life, which,
But
okay.
but he never married either. And apparently he has 4 children. We know because we talked about the latest one like literally 2 years ago.
But he was with
Uh,
Beverly D'Angelo for a long time, though.
yeah. And then Warren Beatty, she said he was a brilliant character, so complex and charming. He should have made more movies. And She just said that she didn't want to get married mainly because of her mother. She loves her mother, she loves her father, but she felt like her mother lost herself in the relationship. Her being the oldest of four children, she was like, "Nope, I don't want to lose my autonomy." And you have to remember this. She's an icon. She's great, and her come upness was literally in the 70s. When women were just newly allowed to open up bank accounts and get credit
Exactly.
cards and sign
Yeah.
on a deed. So for her, she felt like it was a bit of a trap. But she also
Hmm.
mentioned in the same article, it highlights that in another interview, she said that no one's
Never
never ever
asked.
asked her.
Hmm.
So she's like, there's that as well. But sis has children because she adopted them in her 50s.
50s. I always say, I said, I may be a Diane Keaton. I may end up, hit 50. I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and do this thing. Like, I'm mature enough now. I can
I
do
love
it.
that though. It warms my heart because, I often go to Hoda's quote on this when deciding on whether or not they should adopt a second child. She always said, she's like, "Do I have enough love in my heart? like,
Do I
like,
have
is
enough
there
money in
room?"
the bank?
This is Hoda copy,
I
okay?
know.
So
I'm talking
she
about for the rest of us.
exactly. But she's like, I got love. I can have some babies. So she had another baby. Now, and that's kind of how I feel. Like Diane Keaton again, sitting up like self. Do I want to have some children? Let's do this at 50.
I remember her once saying too that it was with the loss of like her parents that started making her think like that too, of like family. What does family
Yes.
look like now with the loss of,
Yeah.
your parents and things like that. Sorry, just to say one more movie, Hanging Up. Her, Meg Ryan, Lisa Kudrow, Walter Matthau. I really enjoyed that film. I know it was a vehicle for all three. Meg Ryan kind of was the lead, but I still really enjoyed it. They were three sisters.
I
It was
mean,
cute.
I've watched all of those random, quote unquote older celebrity movies. She had one with Morgan Freeman, Mad Money with Queen Latifah. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed the randomness, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. And I
I
mean,
followed her
all these
career.
later ones, Book Club Next Chapter. I
Yeah.
just watched Book Club Next Chapter not too long ago. But yeah,
Yep.
man, I know we've given a lot of room, but it's because she deserves it. Much
Absolutely.
love to Diane Keaton, to her family during this time as they mourn, but I know that she is living her best spirit life, wearing fabulous clothes and giggling her ass off.
You know who she reminds me of loosely, loosely, loosely. So this is just like the essence of her. And she had a beautiful tribute for her, our girl, Tracy Ellis Ross. Like she just talked about how, how much of an icon she is. And, I just feel like there's essence of them too that reminds me of, you know, they're doing their thing in their career, they're happy with themselves, they're happy with, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
loved it. I love it. And like I said, her tribute was very beautiful to me. So
And living life on their own terms. We love an
yes.
independent woman.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
All right, let's move on to our next headline. This NSYNC reunion. Are we getting it? Are we not? What's really good? Is Justin Timberlake joining? Is he not? What's really good? Do people care? I've seen such mixed sentiments about this. It's really their 30th anniversary. That's why all this chatter is coming up. I am, I don't want to say torn on this topic. I just feel like everybody's entitled to their opinion. So if the four members, Joey, JC, Lance, and Chris, want to go on tour because Justin doesn't right now, like I'm not stopping y'all. Do I feel like NSYNC is complete without all five members? I don't. And I'm still a Justin Timberlake musical lover no matter what. There was a post recently on Instagram about like his deep cut hits, baby. When I tell y'all I had a moment. Like I put on Justified. I put on the 2020 experience after that because musically, I still love me some Justin Timberlake. But Delora, what are your thoughts about a reunion tour? Would you go see it with just the four, or is it incomplete? Is NSYNC not in sync without all five original members?
I'm really indifferent, really. I mean, would I still see them without Justin? Yes, because I feel like they deserve to have some time in the sun. Okay.
And make that money.
And honey. Make that money, especially JC. Justice for JC. I got caught up in the Justin Timberlake craze growing up because he was great, but he also was force fed. JC, as I'm an adult, some of the things he did on those songs, I'm like, why were we not talking about this?
Well, you know what's crazy is I didn't realize that people didn't feel like he got his due. I remember JC a moment, I think it was their Disney special or some other time. He's singing like an aquarium, just the piano. I'm like, JC, you better sing. Like he wasn't Justin Timberlake star power person the way that they pushed him, but JC was undeniable to me in terms of like talent. I just feel like they didn't position him in the same way.
They should have positioned him better, I felt like. Because again, and then even him, so parents watching Trolls, they were on for one song, but he was killing it on that. I love to see the group to do what they need to do to make that money because they were such a pivotal part of our growing up. It's so funny because beyond, especially with the whole conversation of NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys, like being in that conversation, having real fights. I never fought. I was like, y'all can keep these boys.
There was never a competition.
Well, for me, it was, I liked them both for different reasons. I love Backstreet Boys because their songs were fun. But in terms of vocal talent, it was always NSYNC for me. And they had better choreography.
The Christmas album alone. Shut it down.
But again, I thoroughly enjoy Backstreet Boys. Shout out. My favorite's Kevin. I felt like he looked like a vampire, but he was also my favorite. He was a cutie.
He's tall. He's really tall.
That's probably why also, all those things add up together in my 16, 15-year-old brain. And then for NSYNC, you know who my first crush was?
Lance.
Lance. You remember?
Know this. We've talked about NSYNC in depth. Because I was obsessed. I used to get everything with their faces on it. Magazines, everything.
You've read.
I had a Justin Timberlake post. Go ahead and bring it up again because people don't know how deep my love for NSYNC went, baby. I was reading fan fiction. It was on the internet. It was a black woman writing it, and it was a black female character who was dating Justin Timberlake in the fan fiction. I think her name was Jada or something. Ma'am, if you ever hear this, just know you had me hooked at the time.
Watch her be like one of the romance girlies.
Let her be, because I'm telling you, she had me riveted. I'm sitting in front of the dial-up computer, riveted. Okay, when I tell y'all, my love for NSYNC was undeniable back in the day. I had Justin Timberlake on my wall. I had Genuine on my wall. I was deep in this thing. And you couldn't tell me nothing.
You know what's sad? Justin was a whiny boy until he got those cornrows. And I was like, looking back, of course, cultural appropriation. But you couldn't tell me nothing when he had those cornrows.
I don't even need the cornrows. Just the curls popping. When the curls was popping.
Yeah. With the frosted tips.
I said, oh my God. Like
what a time,
man! What a time! I was infatuated. How old were we? 12.
We were very young. We were young. Yeah. But what I will say, yes, we were that young because by the time they got really, really big. I was starting high school. And TRL was a thing still,
Yep.
and you know,
Oh, what a
so
time.
and then of course that paired up with the star power of Britney, that was the time.
And them cornrows.
And them cornrows, this reunion, I just think it's convenient that in light of his DUI and now newly diagnosed Lyme disease, I don't know. I'll be surprised if he comes out, you know, doing things. Oh, I remember my point. Okay. I think that's what fascinates me about K-pop now, actually, is because I feel like they're like 20 years 30 years, but it's the same feeling when it comes to how their fans are so crazy about these boy bands, and they have their faves and they have their songs, and the guys do their abs, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then it's the war, so there's so many more groups or whatever, but it's like my band and no other band, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
feel like that for me has just translated over to how hard I ship couples, like in
ooh,
shows and movies. Like as
yeah.
diehard as I was about certain things like that, it has definitely just become. I know who needs to be together, and if they're not together, I'm done with this. Happened
Did
just
you
recently with the
watch?
summer I turned pretty.
Oh, I don't.
It's a
You
wrap.
are very vehemently against girls being against brothers,
I
which I
hate it.
respect. But
Hate it.
this show, I have no patience for this show, so I stopped watching
For
it.
anybody wondering, I was Team Jeremiah even back in the books. And
So you're
so
still Team Jeremiah in the
apps.
show?
Yep.
Yep.
And but
Okay.
I stopped watching as soon as I saw the tides turning. I said, we're not doing this. Y'all not putting me through this. Jenny, you not putting me through this.
Is it
Okay.
spoiler alert? Is this different from the books, or is this on
Spoiler
brand?
alert. I'm not 100% sure, but from what I know, it's not different in terms of the outcome.
Okay.
So it's a no for me, dog. But I will just say again that the four members without Justin, if they decide to go on tour, that's more power to you because at the end of the day, we see multiple iterations of other groups all the time. Boys to Men continued touring when it went down to
Yes.
just three. A lot of people have
A
done a
girl,
lot
did
of
I tell you?
things
I went
with
to a
less
New
than their
Kids
original
on the
members.
Block concert, like, oh well, before Mars. So at this rate, 9 years ago. Shout out to my my friend Jazz. She was like, "Girl, my work got extra tickets. You want to see them?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" Had a time. A time was had. New Kids on the Block, Salt and Pepper, Tiffany. Mind you, this wasn't even my generation, but
Right before.
it was before they gave us a show. And let's not forget that New Kids on the Block happened because of New Edition. But I
Absolutely.
digress. But it still was a lot of
Boston.
fun. And they were still being sexy, and they it was so fun. It was fun. So I again, be a legacy. Get that legacy money.
Yeah. Well, people are even making suggestions like, y'all go ahead and just bring on a member from Backstreet Boys or somebody else to like backfill. Whatever y'all need to do. Only thing I'll
They have
say
good
is
relationships.
I
Yeah.
hope Justin does join. And if he does join, I'm going to need them to make sure that that Christmas album is included. I don't care what time of year it is. I'm going to need to
Is
hear
his
some of these Christmas
ego
tracks.
going to allow this to happen?
I mean,
That's
at this point, he better. Like, musically, this will be the resurgence I feel like he needs. And if he doesn't
yeah.
see it that way, he's tripping
Well,
because
this
his
is the
last two
same man who
albums have
had
not been great.
no guest at his Super Bowl performance and gave Prince a sheet in Minnesota. You remember that?
I do. But if he, I mean, it's totally up to him. It
Abysmal.
is his call. But to me, this is the right move to make to remind people of why they loved you and
In the
what you
first
can do
place.
musically. Yeah. So, anyway, let's move on. I want to talk about Britney Spears because her ex, Kevin Federline, has decided to write his own tell all book. And I was busy trying to read up on a current Hollywood Reporter interview he did to better understand what it is that this man felt the need to share at this point. The headline is he calls Britney Spears' parenting skills Joan Crawford on crack. That is the headline, right? And much is discussed as a part of this interview as far as his concern about her parenting. Even when she was pregnant, she was apparently doing some drinking. She was partying, doing drugs when the kids were younger. There was allegedly an incident where she was standing at one of the kids' bedroom doors with a knife. His just general concern for her well-being during the past 20 years inside and outside of her conservatorship, how he's had to navigate it, all of that. Britney's camp has responded and said, you know, this man's just trying to make some money because them checks have run out.
They are dry.
As a parent of 6 children, clearly is going to need some money. And he said this is about securing his children's future and that they're all on board with this memoir. Delora, is this something that you care to read, hear about, or is this just kind of like, okay, let's move on?
It's more of the latter. I mean, when it comes to Kevin Federline, I do have conflicting feelings towards him because obviously when your faves start dating a dude who left another girl with babies,
Black
it's
woman.
like black woman.
Shar
Okay,
Jackson.
Travis Kelce. No, he didn't have children, so he gets a pass. Yeah, because he was with her for years.
They have 2
and then
children.
Was like, and got the attention of the pop star and was like, deuces.
That seems to be his sweet spot.
Heartbreaking.
2 kids with Shar, 2 kids with Britney, 2 kids with his current wife.
Oh.
Pattern.
So what I will say is this. You know, he was bad news. And then as time goes on, she has the babies. She's in the conservatorship. He's responsible for these babies. It kind of was like, well, he did take care of his kids. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, as he should as a father,
right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, well, maybe, you know, he was just young or something. I don't know. This does feel like a money grab now that the children are of age. But at the same time, there could be a side of Britney we don't know, and he is telling his side of the story. I think that could also very much be true. So I'm not gonna read it though. So I am not the audience. How about you?
I'm not sure who the audience actually is because
how about that?
Like, I'm not about to use Audible credit on this. That's for damn sure. The reading of
these
excerpts.
Too much money for that.
The reading of these excerpts, I only did for the sake of this podcast. You know, like I'm sure I would have caught a headline here and there, but I'm not a Kevin Federline fan or foe. You know, it's just kind of like this man exists and he was once married to Britney Spears and they have 2 children and live your best life, sir. So, I mean, I think we all can see for ourselves some of the situations and troubles Britney has had and seemingly continues to have. So I don't think that's a big shock or surprise. I just hope for the best for her children, you know, and this book isn't going to really change that sentiment one way or another. I'm sure, I mean, I've listened to her memoir, and she obviously never pretended to be perfect. But one thing that was interesting that I would have loved to be on fly on the wall for is, did she really call Justin Timberlake the night before her wedding? And if so, what did they talk about? That's what I want to know. Because if anybody has listened or read her book, you know how hard that breakup seemingly was, like, for both of them. So what type of closure did you need, like, the night before your wedding?
Which wedding?
The wedding to Kevin. The wedding to Kevin.
That's another thing. He was the bad boy. He also was very much the rebound. So that's why we kind of were like, oh, she's really doing this.
Yeah. And that's why I want to know, like, what did you say to Justin? Were you like, I won't do this if you tell me not to do, you know what I mean? Like, what was the conversation like, Britney? I would love to know. So that was the only thing that really got me. Other than that, sir, I hope this gives you a few coins to support all these children. So we can move on to Amy Robach and TJ Holmes. Haven't talked about them in quite a bit because why? It's been 3 years since the infamous scandal where they were caught having an affair on their spouses and were subsequently booted from their spots on ABC. Delora, these crazy kids are finally doing it. They're engaged to be married. One could say, what took so long? But also, does this legitimize the blowing up of their lives in any way?
Oh my gosh, legitimized.
In that, hey, if we gon', I guess if we had these affairs, at least we sticking to it. We sticking to our commitment now. Maybe legitimize isn't the right word. Does it validate some of what they did? Because maybe it's true love.
This is their ever after.
Right? Exactly. You're gonna have an affair, go ahead and get married, because fuck it,
All right, Leanne Rhymes.
That killed me. Because I liked Leanne before that. I was like, oh, this what we doing, girl. This what we doing.
You can try to resist.
Yes, Coyote Ugly.
No, do know. Okay.
Can't fight the moonlight. Sorry, go ahead.
So what I will say is this. When I saw them on my timeline, I was like, oh, they broke up. Like, I didn't read.
It's a wrap.
After 3 years, wow.
If you didn't see that red squiggly line, they good. They making it.
I swore they broke up. I don't know who I was talking to. They were like, no, they're engaged. What? Oh, okay. What I want to know, I'll answer the question the way I want to answer it, because like I'm obviously avoiding everything. What I want to know is, are their ex-spouses still dating?
Great. Right? They did the old bait and switch. It is more common than I would have thought, because we've seen this before. Shania Twain, we've seen this before.
Yeah, for me, it's okay. Y'all, you don't have to defend your relationship to me. Like you've done it. You blew up your life. Now, they claim that everything was already in the works, but I'm sure having that type of public scrutiny will definitely be life altering for sure, and on their poor spouses. I mean, I'm guilty of it right now. I'm looking at Amy's ex-husband's Instagram. He got like 4 posts and that's it. So he cleaned his stuff up real good.
Yeah. Their spouses definitely, no matter what, are keeping it low key. Like they never went out and blasted them, and they said, we'll just start fucking and call it a day.
Oh, this is interesting. This is going to be both of their third marriage.
Good luck.
Third time's the charm.
Good luck. No judgment, but maybe this one will be the one to stick. That's very old Hollywood of them.
Oh, multiple marriages and all.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Well, I feel like that's enough of that. Let's move on to Jennifer Lopez. I have been on wax saying that I don't ride the J-Lo hate train. And I mean that. I do not ride the J-Lo hate train. This woman has not done anything to me. I think I enjoy her so much in many capacities. She's a fantastic entertainer. I enjoy a lot of her acting. Selena is a gem, will stand the test of time. The Wedding Planner, a lot of those things. But Jennifer Lopez lately is making it hard for me to defend, because this press tour for her latest film And her talking about her vocal ability and that her voice was made for Broadway. What are
On
you
par with
talking about?
Barbara Streisand.
Somebody said the same stage as Cynthia Erivo stands on. Like, don't
Somebody
piss
said
me
Barbara
off, J
Streisand
Lo.
should sue for what is it? Uh
Defamation?
defamation.
Like, don't piss me off, J Lo. I have defended you.
With the straightest face. She's like, I was made for the stage. I actually, my voice is meant for it. When Mackie, her vocal coach, he
Yes.
keeps her on his Instagram. He
Because he's getting
posted,
paid. Mm.
he posted her doing that, belting that sound. And then she walks away. And the fact that he is all, girl, I went straight to the streets of comments.
Somebody said, cut out all that hooting and hollering. Because that's all you doing is hooting
Like
and hollering.
somebody stop all this noise. And all he says in his comments, please be nice, be nice, be nice, be kind, be kind, be nice, be nice, be nice. Yes. Yes. That's how he's responding. I feel like J Lo, you know how people say like your 15 minutes of fame are up. I feel like when it comes to her, I feel like she doesn't have the self-awareness to know when to stop. I mean, it kind of really showed its face with what was it, her $44 million fever dream, her documentary.
Oh, yeah. Which I never watched. I know you watched it. I never watched it.
Everyone said not to do it, but what did she do? She did it. And I almost wonder if it contributed to her breakup with Ben, because she was showing like
The book, the intimate book he made for her.
Yes.
To everybody who came in the studio. They definitely were very different personalities.
And what I also mean by like her 15 minutes of fame up, it's like, do you realize that you were literally a plant to piss off Mariah Carey? Like you were literally a pawn in the chess game that Mariah and Tommy Mottola were playing.
It's so tough for me because I feel like to be uber successful the way that she is and other people are, you have to have a certain level of delusion. Like you have to have a certain level of ego.
Yes, yes.
But we've reached a point with the vocals that is just otherworldly to me. Like somebody needs to tell you, like legit, you cannot sing. Like you have so many gifts that God gave you. You are beautiful. Well, you are talented. You can dance your ass off. You can act. But vocals?
I think what it is about J-Lo too is it does seem to be a bit cyclical, because you have to remember she was hot in the early 2000s. I mean, she's the only person I think had a #1 album and a #1 movie at the same damn time. Shout out to her for that.
On the 6 and the Wedding Planner.
And the Wedding Planner. And then she like had her own brand, the J-Lo brand, all that. So she was riding high. And then she with Ben, she did Gigi, bombed, and then they broke up, and then there was just a lot of gray space, and then there was nothing, right? Because she was with Mark Anthony and she had the babies and blah, blah, blah. Then she managed to make a comeback through American Idol, and having really great momentum. What was the stripper movie she did?
Ooh, I'm blanking, but it was good.
It was good. Hustlers.
Yep.
Yep. Almost got Oscar buzz. Like that's how close she was to that. Oh, well, she got the buzz. She just didn't get the nomination. And then after that, she got the Super Bowl and she shared it with Shakira, which, she was very upset about, but claimed that it was worth it or meant to be or something. Bad Buddy, do not bring that woman out. Do not bring her out. I would rather you bring out Lin-Manuel Miranda before you bring out J-Lo at the Super Bowl. Okay, I digress. So I say all this to say we're on a slippery slope right now with J-Lo again. I feel like she's like, oh, that's okay, because I'll come back and do it again. Because like she's had these slumps before. but this one seems rough because the movie she just did also
Kiss of the
bombed.
Spider Woman.
Bombed.
I am rooting for you, J Lo. I want you to know this. I am rooting for you. I just want you to come back to earth on this whole discussion about your singing ability. You cannot vocally stand with many people. So I need you to just tone it back down because I'm rooting for you. I just want to be clear. Don't do it. Stop it. Let's move on. Let's focus on the things we're great at. That's your sweet spot. Get back to the rom-coms. Focus on that bag. Take care of yourself.
Keep those abs tight.
Drink your water. Let this shit go. Last thing I want to bring up with her is this conversation I've been seeing headlines on today about her feeling like she's never truly been loved. That it's not that she's unlovable. It's that the people she's chosen haven't been capable. What do you think about that? The queen of love in Hollywood doesn't feel like she's ever truly been loved.
My only question is, do you love yourself? And I feel like the answer to that is yes, with the level of delusion we're working with. But in addition to, do you love yourself? Take some time to be with yourself. Know what you truly like, because she has been notorious with, rebounds being long-term relationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what was that one dude's
Multiple
name? Bo
times.
or Casper Smart?
Casper, yes.
That felt very random at the time.
Very random.
I don't know. It makes me sad. This quote, hearing her say this makes me sad.
I can see that because you wish people feel love.
Yes, especially again. She's been married 3 times.
She's been married 3 times, but she's also been married to the type of men, with the exception of Casper, who are very much doing their own thing too. Maybe, but
First
she's also
husband.
done. Oh yeah, and I'm
And
like
Chris.
with Cat and Chris. Yeah, never mind. But then she got caught up with wanting to be with the bigger, better. So I don't know.
Yeah, like Diddy. Where's your book? Because I want to hear about your experience with that man.
I wonder what she knows, or if this thing with Diddy evolved over time. You know what I mean?
She knows quite a bit. She was with him during a very notorious era.
Yeah. And he was younger too. Probably didn't need the pills, if you know what I mean.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Anyway. I
don't know where that came from.
Well, what's sad is like at one point that wouldn't have disgusted me, and now it just absolutely disgusts me. Ugh. Anyway, J-Lo, I hope you figure it out just like all the rest of us, but you have your money to keep you warm at night. So anyway, let's move on to our final headline. RIP to a iconic musical figure. We talk about singing. Somebody who has put neo soul in motion. That is D'Angelo, the incomparable D'Angelo, who has passed away at the age of 51. I'm looking at a Rolling Stone article. It says he leaves behind a catalog that's rich in melody and meaning. He released 3 albums in his lifetime, each one arguably a classic. And how many artists can say that? He passed away of pancreatic cancer, shocking us all, especially given his son, who just lost his mother, Angie Stone, earlier this year. That is one of the most heartbreaking things about this.
That's the first thing I thought about was that child, because I'm like, yes. He probably obviously knew what was going on with his dad, and to deal with the unexpected tragic loss of his mom.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
I think his only comment so far is like, y'all pray for me, which everybody absolutely will.
Old.
Yeah.
This is the same year.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just earlier this year. Yes.
March.
Yes.
Wow.
Something like that. It's It's rough. So definitely thinking about him in terms of D'Angelo's legacy. I don't think still anything to this day, music video wise, has done for me what How Does It Feel did for me. That was such a viscerally erotic music video. And I saw I love her. I can't think of her name right now, a content creator, black woman. She showed, like, did a video of like
Yeah.
what she would have been doing. She would have been talking on her phone when that came on. And like, that was the first time she felt that tingle down there. And I was thinking, like, I think he unlocked a lot of people's sexual awakening with that
Listen,
video.
what I will say is he has what the young folks call aura. Okay, like he has that manly magnetism when it comes to that music video. But what I think is most fascinating for me is how he hated it, he hated it, he hated it, he hated it. Like that is why he was on a freaking hiatus right before his last album, Black Messiah, came out in 20 when did Black Messiah come out? 2014.
2014.
And so because I did listen to Torre, and of course he's like, I interviewed both him and um Questlove, and
So you're
basically
still listening to Torre, huh?
I know. He's such a
Huh?
hip hop historian, Ashley.
No.
Like he literally was there. I know he backpedaled like the moonwalk as soon as that Diddy trial was over.
Yeah.
And I'm disgusted by it. But if we can forgive Chris Brown, you never said I well, I will. Well,
Yeah.
no one's perfect.
Give me some time. Maybe I'll feel differently in time. But where I'm at right now, we're good.
But it was such a fascinating video because he talked about how much both he and Questlove were students of their icons, which were like, uh, Sly and the Family Stone, Nina Simone, Marvin Gaye, like just the elders, literally, and how they took pride in their work and wanted to make revolutionary soul music. And when it came time, post How Does It Feel, when the people in the audience kept saying, take your shirt off, he's just like, I just made the song. I can play the guitar, I can sing, and you want me to take off my clothes? He didn't like it. So when I thought it was also interesting because his background is in the church, and he had some insecurities. He was chubby when he was younger, but then when he got fit and stuff, it's kind of like, I'm so much more than these deep cuts in my hips.
I mean, we hear you. We hear you. And obviously, again, he is so beloved and appreciated for his actual musical ability,
Yes.
Brown Sugar and so many hits that, live in the neo soul catalog for everybody. I'm just, sad that, again, this feels so premature to have lost D'Angelo, but again, always beautiful when we talk about people's life and legacy to think about the impact, to think about the work and what they are going to leave behind. So much love to D'Angelo, much love to, everybody who knew him, particularly his family, and thinking about his son. And, I hope that there is not any more loss like this for, the celebrity world, but they usually do seem to come in some couplings. So we'll hope for the best.
You're looking for threes.
I'm trying to avoid saying three because I don't want to say three and then somebody just so that's why I said
Jane,
couplings.
The monkey primate lady, but good old.
She did. She passed. She
before
passed.
Diane Keaton.
That's true. Maybe that's the wrap. Maybe that's the wrap.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. That's all for today's episode. Delora, what are we recapping for next week?
Ashley, we are in the thick of spooky season, and we hadn't done anything spooky yet. And so I'm like, let's go ahead and go down to Mississippi and talk sinners.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that we've waited as long as we have, but I think we missed the huge blow up of it. So then it was like, well, we might as well hold this to Halloween season. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's time for some spook and some jumps and some vampires. So
Yep.
let's do it. If you guys have not seen Sinners, it is on HBO Max, HBO. So feel free to check it out. I'm sure plenty of you saw it many times in these theaters, and it's still very fresh for you there as well. But we'll dive into it next week. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Please share it with everybody you know. We appreciate it. Come back and join us for that recap. But in the meantime, as always, be blessed.
Bye.